My top 3 excuses from shitty exes. We have a lot of history. Well, so does China. And you're not sleeping with him too, are you? You've been working so much, and I just needed to feel special. Yeah, sorry I was pulling 60 hours between 2 jobs to keep you clothed, housed, and fed for the last 3 months. My bad. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to pile all your guitars on the front lawn and light them on fire. It's not what it looked like, and she doesn't mean anything to me anyway. Dude, it looked like you were deeply involved and without protection with some rando, and I'm not sure how that could possibly be confused with anything. Also, I'm super offended that you would gamble my health and well-being on someone that doesn't matter to you. They came over and wouldn't leave until we did it. One of my exes when she had a threesome. I literally laughed out loud and hung up the phone. She called a week later when her parents got back in town, while I was at work, and stupid me answered without looking at who called. She told me she couldn't call me because he took her phone and said she could only get it back by giving him endless favors, but she was sorry, blah, blah, blah. It was long distance at this point in time, so I just hung up without saying a word and blocked her number. She was crazy. Threatened over MySpace and some online gaming servers we played that she would hurt herself if I didn't unblock her number and talk to her. I called her dad and told him, and she got some help, but yeah, bullet dodge there. You can't prove it. This was after I found her messages to another boy on a Facebook page she has opened. I went through them obviously, and she deleted them. She thought by deleting them that it never happened because I then couldn't prove it. Mine just refused to admit that she was cheating. She decided that she didn't need me anymore. Bit of a story there. But instead of leaving me, she just started cheating. The guy was someone who she used to work with, but got fired from the bookstore. She and I were mid-20s, but this guy was mid-30s, unemployed, no degree or job skills or training. Hence being mid-30s working in and getting fired from a bookstore. A big smoker, which she said that she could never date, and married. She knew that he was married. He knew that she was engaged to me, that I worked midnights at a job, which was 75% of our income. So I slept during the day. His wife worked during the day to support both of them. So when I was sleeping and his wife was at work, they did their thing. She'd drive over to meet him after his wife left. They did their thing and made sure to get him home before his wife, and she got back before I woke up. But nope, she denied cheating. She didn't want me anymore, was sneakily spending as much time as possible alone with him, and lying to me about where she was, which is how I caught her, and leaving me for him. But according to her, she totally wasn't cheating on me with him. When I caught her, I actually laughed. She tried to hide under the covers. I just told the guy, I hope you can afford her. She said she cheated because he was constantly complimenting her on her looks and paying attention to her. I was working 60-hour weeks to pay for a lifestyle we couldn't afford. He's my half-brother. Saddest thing is she wasn't lying, and she was cheating on me with her half-brother who is 8 years older than her. Funniest thing is that she told me she chooses him and she was sorry, as if I'd take her back if she chose me. I joke about this story now, but back then it really tore into me. My ex-wives. We'd been together since before university. Been together through university, different unis, same city, then got engaged and married after uni. When I got my first actual big job, after my graduation job a couple of years later, we had to move across the country. She had been excited about the move, found a new job, and got really involved in choosing the apartment we'd rent whilst we got set up and planning kitchen items she'd buy with my extra pay. It all seemed good, and she genuinely seemed pretty excited for it. About 2 weeks before the main move, I was already working there and commuting back and forth. I find out she's cheated, and then that she's cheated in the past, and then that she cheated a year or more ago. Her excuse, stress. Worried about moving to a new city? Bona guy. Worried about your new job? Bona guy. Worried about exams? Bona guy. She genuinely tried to make me feel sorry for her, that she got so stressed that she had no option but to go and sleep with other people. I agreed with her that if that were true, she had real problems and needed help, but disagreed that it was going to be my problem anymore. That T was a long time ago now, but a real eye-opener about other people, lol. Can't be too angry though, as we got married too young, and the years that follow my divorce were some of the best of my life. Plus, if it weren't for that, I wouldn't have met my wife or have the family I have now. So all for the best in the end. My buddy's dad was diagnosed with colon cancer. He starts on a chemo, and his wife starts going out with some other guy. His sister found out his mom was cheating on his dad, so she told my buddy, and he sat his dad down and talked to him. Dad confronts cheating mom, and she says, paraphrasing, "My fortune teller told me that the best way to get over your death would be to start something new with someone else." Now, mind you, his dad's not dead, or really even close. The cancer is responding well to chemo, and he's been slowly getting better. She literally tried justifying cheating on him because he might die. She no longer lives in the house, and she, best of my knowledge, has been excommunicated from the family. So I've been dating my girlfriend for a year now, and recently I found out she has cheated multiple times. When I asked why, she said, "Well, I didn't think it was serious in the beginning because you had female friends." I didn't even know how to respond. I told her from the very beginning that my friends are my friends, and I'm not cutting them off because you haven't healed from your previous relationship. And she still decided to keep dating me. However, I don't think that is the reason at all, because she would frequently get mad at me for even speaking to females at all. I remember one time this female literally said, "Hey Ty," to me, and she flipped and accused me of liking her. Or one time I was speaking to my roommate, a female, in the living room, and she flipped and said, "You're probably being with her, and no go be with her since you want to talk so bad." So how is it not serious when you're actively acting like it's serious? And why were you cheating but getting mad at any woman I speak to? If it wasn't serious, you'd think she wouldn't care at all and wouldn't lie that she cheated at the time. Forgot to add one detail in here as well. So on December 17th, I finally agreed to stop talking to my female friends. I didn't want to, but I decided to just give it a try. She said, "Thank you, this is all I ever wanted." Literally 1 week later, I caught her texting the guy she cheated on me with. So I asked, "I thought we said no texting male/female friends." And she says, "I told you I just needed time to heal, so I'm thinking in my head, all you needed was 1 week. All that cheating and lying just for 1 week." Then she basically says she doesn't care anymore, and she can text whoever as long as she isn't doing anything. The 360 is blowing my mind, and I'm not sure the reasons behind these actions. Not me, but this couple from my high school had the wildest cheating story. We'll call them Nathan and Anna. Nathan is going away for the weekend with his brothers, and Anna is convinced he will cheat on her. She tells him multiple times, "Don't cheat on me, Nathan. Don't cheat on me this weekend," as one does in any healthy relationship. Anyway, Nathan stays faithful. Anna, on the other hand, cheats on Nathan that same weekend. Her excuse, "I thought you were going to cheat on me, so that's why I cheated on you." A classic preemptive cheat, as one does in any healthy relationship. But it doesn't end there. Anna then gives Nathan a list of 100 things Nathan can do to improve their relationship. That's right, she cheated on him and then gave him a list of things he needs to do better. He broke up with her on the spot. Ex gave me her phone because she couldn't connect to my new Wi-Fi. I scroll and see that one of the ones she has saved is her ex's house check the date, and it was last weekend when she was supposedly out of town, so I asked her about it. Her, "That was months ago when I went there." Me, "Really? Because the date here says last weekend." Her, "It must be when I drove past their old house." Me, "For the whole weekend?" Opens her phone. Don't even open the message because the preview said, "I had so much fun with you. Can't wait to see you again this weekend," from her ex. I confronted her about it, and she lied, saying they were working on a project together. I couldn't help but crazy laugh and tell her to pack her things. She sobbed the whole time while I made dinner plans with friends. Not me, but this couple from my high school had the wildest cheating story. We'll call them Nathan and Anna. Nathan is going away for the weekend with his brothers, and Anna is convinced he will cheat on her. She tells him multiple times, "Don't cheat on me, Nathan. Don't cheat on me this weekend," as one does in any healthy relationship. Anyway, Nathan stays faithful. Anna, on the other hand, cheats on Nathan that same weekend. Her excuse: "I thought you were going to cheat on me, so that's why I cheated on you." A classic preemptive cheat, as one does in any healthy relationship. But it doesn't end there. Anna then gives Nathan a list of 100 things Nathan can do to improve their relationship. That's right, she cheated on him and then gave him a list of things he needs to do better. He broke up with her on the spot. In retrospect, there were so many red flags with this woman that I just ignored. But they weren't cheating red flags. More like crazy, actual psycho red flags. And I'm still not sure she technically cheated on me, that we had dated for a little over a year. And I thought I was in love with her, to the point that I was planning to arrange a lunch with her best friend so she and I could go shopping for engagement rings. I was going to set that up right after I got back from a trip in early December. But before I could get to that point, in mid-November, she and I were on the phone one night before bed, like most other nights since we had started dating, and she was distant, odd. So I asked, mostly joking, "Are you breaking up with me?" She says yes. Okay, out of the blue, but okay. Over the course of a few days, it comes out that an old boyfriend had come into town. I knew this, and they had lunch together. I knew this as well. And she now felt the need to explore whether they had a future together or not. I told her she got on a plane to where he lived. It was over between us. She got on the plane to SO when we both got back into town. She decided she wanted to get together. I couldn't see the point, but okay. She comes over to my house, and she's got 6 or 8 hickeys on her neck. Just for context, we were both in our 40s. So she's a 40-something-year-old woman with numerous visible hickeys. But she said she didn't have sex with him. Okay, I don't buy it, but okay. Sure, if it makes you feel better. She leaves out a week or so later. She wants to get together again, this time at her house. Okay, I go over. Yes, she says they did have sex when she went to visit him. Big surprise. But the only reason she did was because she was afraid I wasn't serious about her and our relationship. The reason she was afraid I wasn't serious about our relationship. A couple of months into it, she told me, despite being on birth control, that she might be pregnant. My reaction was, well, that's not the worst news I've ever heard. She expected me to jump for joy. I tell her I was planning to ask her to marry me, etc., etc. She's devastated. She wants to get married. I leave out a week or so later. Her mother calls me. She wants to meet. Okay, we meet. Mom, who is in the same industry I am, tells me that I can walk into her business as a full partner, making mid-6 figures, and as a wedding present, they'll give us the building downtown where the office is located. All you care about is working hard and your job. You push me away. I had just graduated business school, first job, networked myself off to get into a top company, and was over 100K in debt. Meanwhile, she graduated unemployed. One morning, I went to brush my teeth, and my toothbrush was wet. I found that odd, so I asked my girlfriend if she used a blue toothbrush. She said, yeah, all casual. I said that the pink toothbrush was hers, and she played it off like she didn't know. I suddenly realized that we had been using the same toothbrush for a few weeks, and it kind of grossed me out. That started a very small argument. I went to work as did she, but she didn't come home that night. The next morning I called her out, and she admitted that she slept with another guy that didn't think she was gross. Long story for context, we were in bed together, and I thought I saw her send a nude pic, but my phone didn't make a sound. I asked her if she just sent a photo, and she said no, it was something else. After a night of not being able to sleep, I got a hold of her phone when she was sleeping, and my suspicions were correct. She had sent a nude with the text, "Can't wait to sleep with you again when my BF is away." I got super upset, woke her up, and broke up with her immediately. Here's where the excuse begins. She got upset and tried to defend herself, but all of a sudden pretended to fall asleep, changed her defense tactic, and asked why I was so upset. She did this a few times and tried to explain that she had some glass shards in her head from a childhood accident and she gets memory lapses. I actually believed her at the time, and I felt bad for yelling and being upset. Was with my first proper GF for 18 months. At the 12-month stage, I knew she was meeting this other guy and found inbox messages on social media to prove it. One of her responses were his mom was so nice to be, I just wanted to see him more, little tidbit for you all. One day going to college, I was carrying her coat and walking her class. Hands full. I walked around this corner and the same guy jumped me, pushed me up against a wall, went to take a cheap shot, but fortunately I ducked. I dropped the coat. His hand hit the wall. I pushed him back, hit him, and then a good friend of mine grabbed him from behind and had him locked on the ground. He did JKD, as did I. But he was far more advanced. Turned out she set me up, asked him to beat me up, and told him, should he win, she was all his. He broke his hand. Quit college because he was scared was the principal's words. And she lost both of us in one foul swoop. Word crazy doesn't come close to her.